So guess what? Olight sent me the new ArkField Pro. Man, I love this thing. I've been an Olight fan for a long time, and I am an expert tool user. Like, I am a freaking connoisseur collector. Now, that goes a little overboard, but a lot of us in the trades are experts. If you want to review, you want to find somebody that's using something like this in the real world where it really matters. As always, check below for links, especially Discord. We have a great time on there. The meme section is getting wild. Check for the link. It's free to you and helps support the channel. I really want to do more of these in the future, so let me know if you enjoy it, but I'm sure you will. They sent me this, that's true, but I've been an Olight fan for a long time just because I love their stuff. This is the OG ArkField. This is V1, this is version 3. I love this thing, okay? It's got a laser, it's got a black light, it's got a floodlight, it's got a spotlight, it's got a sweet belt clip that, yes, will go on your belt and then will go on your hat, and it is beefy. That is twice the thickness of some of the clips, and the chintzy ones, I rip them right off my pants. Like, I'll just, in fact, just last week, I heard a ping, and it was my flashlight clip. Flashlight useless. So I love that this thing is sturdy. They did that right. This is amazing. So they have this proprietary charging system, which I love because they have like docks and stuff. But a lot, you know, if I'm camping, I got USB-C. That's the only thing I have on my little backup power supply. And this door, my God, the whole tool just feels nice in the hand. But look at that chintzy crap. See, I ripped that one off just because they're so annoying. That spongy silicone door, I hate that. Everything is heavy duty. This is not a super lightweight flashlight, but I love that it is just tank. I love that I feel like I can drop it and it's fine.
Here's a bit of scale, and this is inches, unfortunately, but that's all I've got. I'm going to give the full specs later. Everything will be there. There are some things I don't like about the light. Okay, so I'm in low there, which means I'm automatically in low here. If I were to take that up, you'll see that it starts this one in high. I might want a high spot in a low flood. Low flood for campsite, high spot for showing the kids bats. It's also really weird that like this one has no memory at all. So if I turn the UV up high like that and I cycle out of that, it will go back to low. So there's some quirks like that, but you know, it may be that they don't want to overdrive this. They would rather start it in low. I mean, they're pushing it hard from what I can see with my other UV lights and how they behave. I have a lot of gripes about a lot of lights. This one tends to be pretty minimal. You can see where they're making improvements. It's a bigger light, yes, but the battery capacity is amazing. And I'll show you the specs, but just from using it, I can tell. I love that. I hate having to charge a light because anytime that it's on the charger, it's not available for me to use.
I want to go over the charging real quick. When you first get the light, you do need to charge it so that it unlocks and then you can use it. I think there's a way to do that with button presses too, but this here is just magnetic and it turns red to indicate charging and green when it's done. This takes about 3 hours. Now, the weird thing is though, if you charge it with a USB-C, you get the kind of indicator showing you how long it takes. So I'm not sure why you don't get that indicator down here, but in general, this is a better way to charge if you're looking for speed, and this right here. And if you're just looking for convenience, there's nothing nicer than just clicking that on the back. So maybe if you're charging it overnight, you just throw that on. But if you need something fast, I do love that they added that USB-C though. That's a game changer. My only complaint was just the proprietary charger that you're forced to use it, but no longer. One other thing that I really like is that this is a magnetic surface. So you can stick it to like a machine you're working on. And here I'm on a contoured surface and the light is still holding its weight, which is amazing. So you're not going to have a problem sticking this on the side of a heat pump or something. That's just a little piece of sheet metal. Other really cool features, look at this. It's got a battery gauge and a brightness gauge. So as you change the brightness, it's going to show you where you're at, and that's true of every mode. You can also just kind of like switch between modes. I know you're seeing nothing now, but the black light is on. So that's a cool feature. I love not having to do like a ton of button presses. That is such a pet peeve of mine. And I also love that it has mode memory. So if you're in low, you're going to be back in low. That was medium, but you know what I'm saying. Mode memory is a must. I can't understand why some of these high-end flashlights don't have mode memory. I mean, to me, that's an automatic deal breaker. I will never buy a light that doesn't have mode memory unless it is just like a POS throwaway light. Okay, I like that it has this separate button for the laser. That's really cool. And I'm going to show you what this laser is good for.
You all have seen my favorite apprentice here. Now, Aaron, you've been doing lots of building.
Yes.
See this? This right here, this piece. Look down at the laser. Grab that. That goes in here. Look where I'm pointing. Right in here. Right in here.
Yeah.
Yes? Yes. All of these. Get all of these. Put them in there. So it's momentary on-off. That's nice for just quickly pointing. And it stays on. And it's got two different brightnesses. Defaults to that brightness, and then you can turn it down to that brightness, or vice versa. I think it has mode memory, which is awesome. Let's try that. Yes! Love mode memory. You're going to be better on battery life this way, on low, and you're not driving that LED so hard. And that's nice. In general, you don't want to drive LEDs any harder than you have to. That extra current is what's producing the heat that kills them. But when you have a nicely designed light with high quality LEDs and the heat sinking is right, you know, it looks like they might be dissipating some probably up into here. Where do they go?
There.
Oh, yes, they do. Okay. Good job. The apprentice has become the master.
Daddy. Dad.
I was doing this long before they sent me this light. It's something I learned from my uncle a long time ago, but it can be great for training. But what I'm really talking about is like training of apprentices and pointing out things. You're in a mechanical room that's got a ceiling, you know, that's 20 feet up in the air. It can be helpful to be like, hey, you see that? Like, that's the hanger we're talking about that needs to be reinforced. You know, that's where I would go to support the chain hoist that you're going to use to lift the motor. It's just nice to communicate in the trades, and it saves a lot of pointing and time walking across spaces. I love having a laser. I'm going to show all the modes, but quickly, how do you change modes? It's easy. There's just a hold down. There's no turbo mode like some of the other versions, but high is high. Here's the chart if you're interested. Take a look at this if you care, and it's all the information you want, very nicely organized. This is the old version. I have this. I loved it from day one, and this is the one I'm reviewing. Dang, look at the brightness. Whew. Can you hear those crickets? Isn't that nice? I'm going to do a run through of the modes. Here's low flood, medium flood, high flood. Go back to high, and that's short distance. This is the high spotlight. There's low. I mean, I'm way in the woods here. And I'm going out even further. And this is through the fog. Crazy bright spotlight. I like that. And I like that it cuts down low too. It's pretty practical for spotting through an attic or through a campsite. And then let's say you have real hard to see duct. You can like, I've really liked turbo mode on Olights. The light typically gets warm. I mean, it's really putting out a lot of power. Now, you'll see a lot of reviews where they're like doing a full charge on this and all of that before they do the test. God, this one's still at 3 bars. It's amazing. I think it's 3 out of 4, but the thing is, you don't need to do that because it's the chip in there regulating the current. It's not a voltage thing. But the battery life on this is phenomenal. I'm going under the hood of my 1999 Sienna. Yes, you heard that right. Super old, crusty minivan. My kids call it the stinky cheese van. Oh God, it's embarrassing. It really is. But this has AC dye in it. AC dye has gotten kind of a bad name in HVAC, but it's respected in the automotive world. And let me tell you what, it is a lifesaver because it is hard to leak search a vehicle. Now, I think that some of the early dyes may have been problematic, but the newer dyes designed by newer chemical engineers, I just don't believe they're a problem. I believe that that is a myth that has carried over. It's an archaic myth. Now watch this. When you're looking for dye, you got to realize that aluminum fluoresces, and this is really hard to see under the camera. But if you were looking at that with your eyeballs, it would be like even more fluorescent green. But this is what dye looks like. Dye is like green. You see that? And you can see it in that sight glass. And you'll see from hooking up gauges, dye has gotten out of that fitting. So that's kind of what you're looking for. And you're going to be looking for that on surfaces that are sealing, anything that has an O-ring, very suspect. You can look for it coming out of the evaporator drain. If it's a coil leak, you can look for your lost wife. Blacklight birdhouse. Blacklight tree. And the blacklight actually does have a higher intensity. So it's got a turbo mode too, which is wild. Blacklight critter on a blacklight whiteboard. I really like UV light, you know, so anyways, I had this stuff around and just figured I'd try the light on it, but I mean, it's incredible. It's really hard to do it justice with the camera, but like that is as bright as any 100-watt black light. It's more of a spot, but I mean, it is bright. Really cool looking in person. When I'm in the trenches with this thing, it's going to be there. And that's my experience with Olight. And I'm not just trying to sell a light. I love the tools that I love. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed nerding out over it. Check the links in the description. Use the link to buy it, please. It helps support me. Like and subscribe. I noticed that like 84% of you all aren't subscribed. If you like the channel, please do that. It helps me out. We have a good time. Check out the Discord. I've been loving that lately. I'm on Patreon. Thank you, and I'll see you all in the next one.